One, AI is a powerful assistant when it comes to analysis. A lot of tools are great at identifying obvious stuff like nulls, duplicates, format errors, outliers, etc. But there is a category of errors which looks perfectly fine to AI but can destroy your analysis downstream. I'm Isha and I'll walk you through that category of errors that, if not checked initially, can give you a completely inaccurate output. So, let's get started. Let's begin with the first problem, that is entity matching problem. It is the one that can cause the most damage in production datasets. So if you see here in my screen, I have a list of 50 unique entities wherein I have created some errors like Apple Inc is same as Apple underscore Inc and so is Apple. Likewise, Microsoft Corp is same as Microsoft or Microsoft Corporation, and for Alphabet also. So I have uploaded this dataset in one of the AI tools and let's see if I get the correct results. Herein in the Julius, I have uploaded my dataset and this is the prompt I am giving, and let's see what answers do I get. 56 unique company names is my answer for this dataset, which is not correct. Like, it has identified Apple as different entity from Apple Inc and Apple underscore Inc. Likewise, Alphabet is different from Alphabet Inc. Although it is suggesting me that these seems to be a variation of the same company, I am following up the conversation to give me a clean company list, and let's see if I get the right list this time or not. Even though after performing deduplication, it is still suggesting that these two entities are different. So is Microsoft different from Microsoft Corp and Apple is different from Apple Inc. So herein, human intelligence is needed to identify the correct entities, because different sources can quote different entity names. Like, one source can quote Apple, the other can quote Apple Inc. The third one may just give you a ticker of Apple. And if the entities are not correctly aligned, then it can give you distorted results. However, this is the fix for this entity matching issue, that is, never match on entity name alone. Instead, join on a stable identifier like LEI for legal entities, ISIN for individual securities, QSIP for US securities, and if it's a publicly listed company, then definitely go for combination of ticker and exchange. So name is just a label, whereas identifier is an ID. And let's not confuse the two. Let's move to another AI data issue, that is silent end date problem. So imagine a scenario, there is one company, that is ABC Tech, which is a Chinese company but trading at its ADR on New York Stock Exchange, and that's how American investors bought it. It was trading for years, but due to some regulation changes in US market, the company got delisted in 2024. So now the company has been delisted from New York Stock Exchange but actively trading on its primary exchange, that is Hong Kong Stock Exchange. But since your system or AI tool sees a date in the end date field, it assumes that the stock is not trading at all. However, in reality, the business is doing fine and has active buyers and sellers in the Hong Kong market. But what happens next is, system sees the end date filled in, assuming the stock is dead. Your portfolio managers triggers to liquidate the stock, and if your valuation system uses the last closing price, then it will liquidate at that price, considering your position as worthless or stuck at the last closing price. But in reality, the stock is actively trading. Another possible scenario is that the company has moved its listing to a lower exchange of the same geography, and your data vendor is not covering all the exchanges of the same country. Even in such scenarios, you can face the similar problem. So what is the fix? The fix is, you can replace the single end date field here. So say before the end date is March 2024, where the stock got delisted in New York Stock Exchange, but you can introduce few additional fields like delisting type, because technically if you see, AI did nothing wrong here. It just saw the end date and trusted it. But there is a huge difference between stock stopped trading or stock stopped trading on the exchange that you or your data vendor covers. But for AI, both look the same. We can introduce additional fields like delisting type, which could be exchange coverage drop, and last traded globally. This field is null, which means that the stock is still active. Additionally, we can use the field of primary exchange also. The other option could be that we don't need to use the single end date field and we can use 3 separate labels. Like truly delisted table when the company is actually done trading everywhere. The other label could be out of our coverage label, which means we don't cover this exchange anymore. Or the third one would be move to another exchange label. Same stock in different geography or different exchange. So introducing new fields and using combination of multiple fields, we can derive to know that what's actually happening with the stock and avoid such scenarios wherein we are drawing conclusions basis limited information available. Now let's talk about another AI check that must involve human intelligence, which is identify. In real world, tickers get reused, QSIPs change, and historical databases doesn't know the difference. Spin-off, mergers, renames break the continuity of any long-term financial analysis, and AI will present you with number that looks perfectly okay, but silently it may be giving a wrong info downstream. The cleanest example would be GE, that is General Electric. So General Electric spun off its healthcare division in 2023, its energy division in 2024, and what remains under the ticker GE is complete aerospace business today. Before 2023, GE was $130 billion conglomerate incorporating aviation engines, power plants, MRI machines, wind turbines, insurance, all rolled into one company. But post 2024, it is 3 different companies trading under 3 different tickers. Now, if we ask AI to chart GE's 10-year revenue trend, it will do it without blinking. It will pull the annual report and present you with beautiful line chart, which is structurally meaningless. Because pre-2023 revenue includes every business division and post-2024 it doesn't. It means we would be comparing 2 completely different companies that just happen to share the same ticker symbol. So for long-term period analysis, verify the company that you are looking today is same as the company that existed 5 or 10 years ago. Look out for its corporate structure, its history, any spin-off mergers that might have taken place. The next real life example is the ticker Meta. So this ticker was used by Metaverse ETF up until late 2021. But from June 2022, Facebook dropped its FB ticker and acquired Meta. And currently it has a market cap of roughly 1.55 to 1.59 trillion, which is entirely a different entity from Metaverse ETF. So ticker symbols are unique at a given point in time, but not permanently reserved. Ticker reuse creates data quality challenges in historical databases because same ticker may refer to entirely different companies across different time periods. So only fix is to know your company's history before you trust the chart. Now talking about another AI issue where you definitely need human intelligence, which is the context that is not there in the data. So this is the one that analysts feel most strongly about. If you see here, there is a bar chart, the number looks clean, but there is no story behind it. And if you look at this snapshot before and after, you can see that there are various factors that are impacting the quarterly revenue, which could be that COVID happened in 2020. Then there is one-time legal settlement that took place. There could be introduction of new management or CEO that changed the company's strategy. Then there could be a regulatory change that moved on entire revenue line from one category to another. So comparing the before and after chart, you definitely can see the numbers, but you cannot understand the story behind it. AI can extrapolate a revenue trend and give you a forecast which can be meaningless if you are not considering the various factors behind it. So before you extrapolate what happened in this period that is not visible in the numbers, then you need to have a checklist, and that is which quarter had one-time items like settlements, divestitures, maybe some strategy change happened. Was there any management change that impacted the revenue over that period? It was like COVID kind of situation. Or if there is any regulatory change that impacted a revenue line. any M&A happened. So you need to consider all those internal and external factors before you draw any conclusion basis your analysis. So the question here you need to ask is, what happened here that is not in the numbers? As AI can run the regression but cannot know about the CEO change, can compute your growth rate but cannot flag the COVID base effect, can draw peer comparison but cannot comprehend the footnotes, can extrapolate the trend but cannot ask why. So this is the part of financial analysis that's hardest to automate, and that is why domain expertise matters. Now talking about most common and often most messed up issue, that is null or blank cells value. So every data set has blanks. AI's instinct is to just fill them up, maybe by using an average or previous value or some statistical guess. The problem is AI never stops to ask why the cell is blank in the first place. And in financial data, why matters more than the value you put in there. There could be multiple scenarios which are treated as edge cases but very much possible. Like the basic assumption is that prices or yields cannot be negative. But what if it turns out to be negative even for once? Then how your system or tool will treat such values? Will it convert into absolute value, or will it keep it blank or store it as null? The next scenario could be, how are you treating your prices when no trade is happening on that day? Like for weekends, we can carry forward the Friday's close price. But if you do so and then calculate your trading volume over a time period, then you can get a completely wrong results. We have to handle such cases accurately. Another scenario could be, suppose your stock is halted midway and your closing price is blank, but your tool uses the last pre-halt trade price, which can go hugely off from where the stock actually opens next day. So you need to define such edge cases and find solutions for the same. Similar scenario happens in stock splits cases when the price can go off for a day or so. We have to understand that missing value is not equal to 0. And what can we do when cell is blank? First, we need to understand why is it blank. If the case is such that value just didn't exist, then we can use a shorter time frame to fill it. If the market was closed, we can carry forward the price but not the volume. If data pipeline broke, then we should try to fetch the real data and don't make any assumptions or any statistical guesses. And if there is some corporate action pending like stock splits, mergers, and the values are missing because of that, then we should flag it. So the right question is not how do I fill this blank? The right question is this blank because some data is actually missing, or some story or some reality is behind it which is missing? Blank cells are tricky. We should first understand the reasons behind it and then find solutions accordingly. In conclusion, AI is a powerful tool, but it operates on what's in front of it and doesn't know what's missing. So before you ship any AI assistant analysis, ensure you have met this checklist. The first one is ensuring that source data belongs to the right time period for which you are doing the analysis. The second one is that you should know the context behind the each and every field sent across by your vendor. If end date is mentioned, what end date it actually means. The third one is ensuring that the entity we are talking about is same throughout if we are taking a longer time horizon. Like there is no change of ticker or identifiers like QSIPs, ISINs and all. Next one is ensuring that the unit currencies exchange that we are using are correct. Like one field is not reported in maybe Japanese yen and another field is reported in USG. The next one is identifying the null or blank cells, understanding the reasons behind it and accordingly fixing it. The next one is, have you accounted for events that is not explained by the data? So AI can provide you numbers that may look clean, but you have to understand the reasons behind those variations. If you have missed any of the checks above, then your analysis is not good to go, irrespective of whatever good model you have followed. Just ensure that you bring out the accurate analysis using your domain expertise and following these quality checks. I hope you guys find this video useful. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye.